see a team get past the 1K gold mark in terms of a lead.
Even with just the pickup on Sanji, I think that would have been a clean Lord take either way. That's how fast I think Falcons can move, and that's how good they are at recognizing this window of opportunity. Now they have a 2,000 gold lead. Haven't quite closed the gap between Sanji and Marco. Now about 200, 300 between these two gold laners. And they get a push up top. This is it. Falcons are in pole position. They're in the driver's seat.
YG has to try to not lose any inhibitors here. It's a bad position if they do, especially with Lord coming down on bot side next. Lord finally taking out a couple more shots. Yahan able to take it. No Han on the bot side, pushing lane right now.
Dang.
YG gonna jump in. Ogun gets pulled back in. Super Marco with the blazing duet. A whole bunch of damage, but he doesn't get the final shot as Haji and Ogun are caught under the tower. Sanji finally falls, but Haji will fall as well as Blink. But the quicksand guard still alive. Does get CC'd and taken out. Kai's with a double kill. And look at Han on that bottom lane against the base.
Ever seen a Guinevere pretend to be a Ling or a Fanny? That's what Han has done here. Falcons got punished hard inside. I don't think they're going to be able to push in. Income.
And the gold difference is equalized as well.
Yep, again, about 500, 1,000 between them. But just the same, Yangon Galacticos are about their wits. It's not like they lost their footing. It's not like they're panicking. And believe it or not, despite the free Lord, despite the free Lord, the map is at equilibrium. That's how good YG are at macro.
Even in terms of tower health. Almost like down to the line.
Down to the pixel. That is how equally matched Yangon Galacticos and Falcons are. Kaize picking up a Ice Queen 1 here should help with the spell vamp. Should be able to slow down the forward push of Team Falcons. Looking at the rest of their kit. All right, finally, Kyle is firing off on all cylinders. That's something to marvel at, despite the fact that he has a hard, 7-8 minutes that he had to play through. But Marco isn't on the board yet. No kills for this Claude just yet. And I think that's what he was looking for. That's why he was so gung-ho to go into the base.
You know, it's been all eyes on Sanji, though, on this Moscow, but I think the real problem could start to be Kai's. 4-0-1. He's been untouchable. He's been putting out great damage.
What is that, at least 2 or 3 stacks?
Yeah. It's clean for him right now, and it's only going to get better and better as YG start to burst down or at least keep pace on this Lord. Super Marco wants to pull it to their side. The dance is on.
So with the draft that they have, Falcons has a slight advantage on the Lord Dance. Claude, much like the Melissa, can do a singular Lord Dance blink here. Warning shots. Pew, pew. BMI forward. Might force a response out of blink here.
Super Marco.
Man-to-man mark. BMI back.
Back. How long does that BMI last?
I mean,
feel like he was chasing him for a minute there.
As long as the SOD could. And
Shifting Skies, final Requiem, he catches Ogwin. Kai's gets the kill. Deadly Magic isn't going to be able to finish off Ying. Blink in the backside, able to pull Super Marco away as Kai's gets a double onto flat. That was the target. That was the bait. And Super Marco wasn't there to help out the team. Now Kai's is on to the next one as Hodging falls. Blink goes down. But it's still not enough. 4 members drop on the side of Falcons.
Kaize is out of this world. Massive stacks gain. Falcons fans are at the end of their wits. A singular mistake, maybe a second too long, held inside a bush. A moment of hesitation leads to a 4-for-1 trade. Once again, you can split up the Ubi, but they find a way to collapse into you.
Blink was such an amazing raging sandstorm to delay the engage from Super Marco. He catches Haji and Marco in that hit.
What a bait. For what? The better part of a minute, Blink was conditioning Marco. And maybe even the rest of Falcons saying, look, we're going to take it. All you got to do is grab it. It's right underneath their noses. And Falcons fell for it. Because of that, they're down 2K. They're in jeopardy to lose their bottom lane inhibitor. And that's 50 stacks, so 5 kills off of the original 2 before he built the Sky Piercer. This Zushin, I don't know how they're going to kill him. I don't know how Kai's is going to die here because, again, prior it was the Sanji watch. Now it seems like even Blink is immortal. How is Kai's going to get his stacks cut in half?
I don't think there's a way. We will see, though. YG with a beautiful delay on this Lord push. They're going to be able to focus on this mid and top side as the Lord slowly makes his way downtown.
Perfect sync. Mid lane tier 2 drops. Sanji hidden from where the sun don't shine. Is that him on a Malefic gun? I'm pretty sure he has it already. You're not supposed to be able to hit from that range. Blink here. Put down to a third. No way this Lord doesn't jump in. It cracks the inhibitor down bot.
Inhibitors finally fall. Falcons base now vulnerable in the hands of YG. It's a 4K goal lead, 16 minutes in, Leo. We've had a lot of one-sided games so far in the past 4. We were wondering how game 5 was going to be. This is the longest one so far, I'm pretty sure, at least getting to that clock.
It's about a minute and a half before the Lord spawns lower quarter. Falcons fans can thank the heavens that it's not on the long lane.
Yes.
So that's less of a worry, but given the double clone jutsu BMI on the Space Escape, they can afford it, but this is still something that they could use to their advantage. So far, Yangon Galacticos, man to man, just up on every single role. Again, I can't even count Kyle over Han because Han is a utility jungler. Han doesn't care if he's down on damage. All he needs to do is find the perfect Requiem, which is again set up so perfectly prior to that 4-for-1 trade. Because again, on-demand crowd control. That was the issue in game 1 and 2. Game 5, it haunts Falcons once again. And I'd hate to throw it back to the fact that there's only one Purify, just but one in Super Marco. Passive on Haji, procced off once again.
And that was the big risk we brought up at the beginning of the series. So much crowd control on both sides, so little Purifies. Yes, Super Marco is outputting the damage. Yes, we can see him chipping away on Blink, but he has to put his all onto one person to be able to do that. And while that keeps happening, YG is capitalizing elsewhere in these team fights. YG is finding those violent Requiems. They're finding other targets. We don't have to deal with Super Marco. Blink can handle that. We'll kill the rest.
As soon as Yangon Galacticos find their 1-2 punch, crowd control, CC, AoE on at least 2 or 3, then that's it. Falcons have to fold. So that's why this dance is going to be very, very perilous. Y-Brush getting flushed out by Ogwin. Big knock-up set up here by the Lord. Oh, the massive pull. This might be uncontestable.
I don't think they can make their way in. Kyle's not there. Han able to get it. Into the backside flap. Able to get a nice deadly magic. Han taking a lot of damage. Blink though. Taken out by Super Marco. Blazing duet. Kyle falls though because Ying is there to save them all. And Flap will be next. YG doing what we thought they couldn't. Haji falls and it's one man standing. Ogwin against the world. Ogwin against it all. Kai's with the Maniac. The final nail in the coffin.
Falcons took the fight, and Yangon will take the spoils.
It's been 5 years. 5 years of doubts for Myanmar. 5 years to regain their old glory. And today it took 5 games to finally do it.
As was in the East, Shaq be in the West. Half a decade in the making. The Burmese best the Philippines.